Good morning, Mustangs. I come to you this morning out in my backyard by the pool with Tucker here, who may be barking in a minute when he goes to chase our neighbor's dog. But there's some things that I need to share with you, and I think, again, this is the best way to make sure everybody hears the same thing. One of the things that I have to talk to you about is CCRPI. Those scores for last year have now been released, and so I need you to know what those scores are because Tuesday those scores are going to be released to the public. So I want to talk to you very briefly about that. But first, just a couple of housekeeping things. This week, as you might be aware, is our National Teacher Appreciation Week. It is also School Nurse Appreciation Week and School Nutrition Employee Appreciation Week. So we're going to celebrate all of those together. Plus, last week was our Administrative Assistants Day. The week before that was Assistant Principals. So we're just going to celebrate everyone together this week. We have a list of things that are going on. First, we'll have Monday. Monday's our candy day, so we'll bring around a candy bar to you because we think you're sweet and we appreciate all that you do. Tuesday is a Too Smart cookie. We usually get those each year, and that's because you're so smart to be at South Effingham Middle School. Wednesday is your gift, and I'm not going to tell you what that is. You'll get that on Wednesday. And then Thursday is our luncheon. Usually we have the Low Country Boil. This year we're not having a Low Country Boil. Instead, we're having fried shrimp, or you can have chicken fingers, macaroni and cheese, green beans, and a roll. And we'll have that again down by the chorus room. Our administrative staff will set that up for you and have that ready for you for lunch on Thursday. And then Friday, every staff member will get a 20-ounce drink, which I think is perfect because it's field day and you'll be outside and hot. So look for that this week as well. And so I appreciate all that you do, and we want to show you that this week and celebrate everyone that works in our school. Friday, like I said, is field day. Make sure that you're diligent with keeping up with the schedule and monitoring your students. Throughout the day, you can dress down as well as the students can dress down. I'm going to do a call home for the students about dressing down. You can wear shorts, but just make sure that you're following the same thing that I'm going to tell the students, no shorter than 4 inches. So you can't wear, and I won't wear, my Nike running shorts. They're just a bit too short. So make sure that they're long enough. Bermuda shorts would be perfect, or capris or jeans, whatever you feel comfortable with that day, but just make sure it's appropriate. So let's talk about CCRPI. So I'm going to scan this so that I can attach it to this video so that you can have it. But essentially what they need you to know is that these scores are going to be released to the public, so parents and everyone in Effingham County is going to be able to see, and in the state, how we did. And you need to know that as a school, we went down 3.7 points. We went down from 84 points on our CCRPI in 2013-14 to 80.3 points in 2014-15. So remember, this is all lagging data. This has nothing to do with last year. It's our score from last year. It has nothing to do with this year. It's last year's scores. So we're just now getting our scores from last year. So we've gone down 3.7 points. Well, I want you to understand, I'm going to do the best to explain this because it's very complicated, but I need you to understand why we went down. So the first area that we have on the CCRPI is content mastery. So in 2013 to 2014, we were at 94.2%. And essentially, you got credit for the students who had met or exceeded on the CRCT that year. So we were at 94.2%. This past year, 14-15, we were at 73.4%, which is a huge drop. We went down 20.8%. Huge drop. But what I need you to understand, if you don't understand anything else I say, is that at this point, the year before and last year, so 2 years ago and last year, we're comparing apples and oranges. We can't compare the CRCT with the milestones. So the two things are going to be totally different, and that's what we have to get just all of our stakeholders to understand. So when we were at the 94.2, those were our students who met or exceeded on the CRCT. Last year, what we got credit for, we got any child who got developing earned a 0.5 or a half of a point. Proficient learners earned 1 point. and distinguished learners earned 1.5 points. So that's how they figured that. That's how we got our 73.4%. So we did go down. We'll be able to see it better and compare apples with apples when we see how we did this year, which I guess we won't get till next year. But so then you get credit for your post readiness. Okay? All schools, Norley said, were impacted on the post readiness by the attendance indicator. That's the part that we got a hit. It used to be a pure average percent of attendance, to now the second year, which was last year, was the percentage of students missing fewer than 6 days of school. So we took a hit in that, and we went down 14.4%. We had been at 91.2, and we went to 76.8. Now, we go on to the next indicator, which is our predictor for high school graduation. And in that one, here's where it gets kind of tough. 2 years ago, when they did it, this indicator had two parts to it. It had, if you remember, we talked about it, it had the percentage of students who met or who passed their 4 content areas for the year. Then it also had, we got points for those who exceeded on the CRCT. So there were 2 parts to that indicator. Well, to make math easier for them, they got rid of the part with the 4 courses being passed. So they took that part of the indicator out. So no longer, last year and this year, do we get credit for those students who are passing all 4 of their courses in 8th grade. That's not part of the indicator. So it was in 2013-14, but it was not last year, and it's not this year. So instead, this year, the only thing that we got points for were those students who were proficient or distinguished on the milestones. So for this one, because again, we dropped part of the indicator, now it's only those students who are proficient or distinguished. This is for the predictor for high school graduation. We went from 85% in 2013-14 to 49%. So we went from 85% to 49%. So we took a drop for 35.9% was our drop. Huge difference. Again, you're comparing apples and oranges, 2 totally different things for us. Okay, so then what you need to know is the weights. Okay, previous weights from 2013-14, achievement was 60%, content mastery was 40%, that post readiness was 30%, graduation rate was 30%, progress was 25%, and our achievement gap was 15%. The new weights, achievement went from 60% to now it's 50%. Content mastery is staying the same at 40%. Post readiness is staying the same at 30%, and the graduation rate stayed the same at 30%. Progress went from 25% to 40%. Achievement gap went from 15% to 10%. Okay? So, we dropped, like I said, from 84 points is what we had in 2013-14. Those were our overall CCRPI scores. And then this year, we are at 80.3. So we dropped 3.7 points on our CCRPI score. But what I want you to understand before this is released to the public on Tuesday is that we are comparing 2 totally different things. So we can't say we dropped these points, we're doing worse, when they're not comparing the same thing. So that's really what I want you to understand before the public starts asking questions about why our scores went down. It's not a huge drop, and hopefully we'll see a gain from dropping those 3 points and being at 80.3 last year to going up for this year, because more of our students hopefully should be in that distinguished category on the milestones. If you have any questions about CCRPI, about what this week is going to entail for us, please let me know. We have a school council meeting on Tuesday. I'll be sharing all of this information with those parents at the school council, so hopefully they can help us get the word out too. Also on Wednesday, we have coffee and conversation. I'll share that with those parents that morning. So the more we can get the word out that we're looking at apples and oranges, they're 2 totally different things. I think that our school will just stand up and show that we can do it, and that really we didn't drop in our score, that they are just two different weights on us for 2 different years. So I hope all of you have a great week. We appreciate all of you, teachers, school nurse, nutrition, front office staff, everyone who is involved, parapros, my assistant principals, everyone who does something within our school. You all help run it on a daily basis, and we appreciate all that you do, and I hope that you'll see that this week with all of our little gifts. I know that that's just monetary, but please know that we do care about you. South Effingham Middle School is a family, and hopefully we can grow together. So have a great week, and if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know.